I need to make a 3D printed bracket to hold this brake light into the back of this seat unit like that. And this is how we do it. Okay, so first off, what we're going to do is measure the item we want to make a bracket for. So we've got here 12 centimeters by 35 centimeters. So we know that that is going to be the size of our initial shape. And then we measure what is the flattest area that the bracket can sit onto. So we've got about 10 centimeters. So that will be the widest flat point, which will all make sense in a minute, of the bracket. So yeah, let's put their measurements in and I'll show you how it works. Now you'll have to excuse the fact that I'm just filming my screen, but I have a very old laptop and it doesn't have screen record. So here is basically what you start with. So you start with a circle and you put in there 120 and 35, and then that is what will be the interior size, because that is this size here. So we want that size to be the internal, and then we want to make the external slightly bigger. So what we do here, we get another one. So if that's 120 long, you probably want to go for like 124, sorry, by 39. So that will be the outer. And click on this and then click hole. So this bit here, hole, that then turns that into, I think it's called a negative shape. So when you put these two together, I will do control and then page up to just move it up, move the internal piece up a little bit, a couple of millimeters, and then select them, click align, and then it's already aligned. Lovely. Highlight them again, click on the union group, and then there you see you have got the shape we need with a base on the back. So therefore we're going to need a hole in the middle to allow our wiring to go through. So I'm not going to be very specific about this one. I'm just going to get this. Do probably 40. By 40. Sorry, do 25 by 40. And then by looking at that, you know it's sort of over to one side. You don't have to be too specific because we've made the hole bigger than we need it. And just drag it over. And click control and page down. And that will sink the hole into the item. Click union group again. And there you have a hole in it. Simple as that. And then we'll need 2 holes either side for the screws to go in. So we'll measure them. So they are center to center. Well, actually no, edge to edge, about 100 mil apart. And then they are 5 mil wide. So if I go 6 to give me a bit of wiggle room, 6 by 6. And then Control D, that duplicates it. At this point it would be easier to do it upside down. And the way I've been doing it, which isn't the most accurate way, but it's the way I don't mind doing it, just make a shape that's the distance apart that you need, and then just use that as a way of sort of measuring if you got the right caps or not. Which is, give or take, pretty good. So we click on that one, just move that over slightly, and yeah, we're good with that. And then what we've accidentally done here is create what we need. So at the moment it's sitting like that. We need this piece here, which is our number plate light. So that bit there needs to be on the back, because that is how that is going to stick onto the seat unit. And then union it, flip it over. So then bring that up against the base. There we go, like that. And then highlight them. Alignment tool again. It's already bang in the middle apparently, which is perfect. Union them so it all becomes one shape. And then there we have a very, very basic bracket, which I can stick to the back of my seat unit. So then what we need to do now is make the hole at the bottom for our number plate lights to come through. So that is roughly 80 mil. So we do this at 80. Perfect. That is the height, and it only needs to be small. And then just show you how the alignment tool works. So you highlight them, click the line, click the middle button, and then that brings that perfectly into the middle. And you just raise it up, just so then you've got the cut out at the bottom for your number plate lights. Click the union group again. There we go, that's come through. Now the only thing I want to do is just raise this up, because that's set at 20 mil at the moment. And the actual unit is 35. So if I just set it to 30, just raises it up slightly, which is perfect. And then that is it. That is our basic 3D printed shape, which will house our brake light. So all we've got to do now is export it. Click on STL. Open your 3D printer app, which is Creality for me. Click add. And there it is, ready to be printed. So you click slice plate. Boom, done. 1 hour and 14 minutes. So now we can put that in the printer and watch it print. So there you have it. There is the final print. Doesn't look too bad. Just got to see if it fits now. And I'm pretty sure it will, but it will be quite snug. There we go. And there we have it. One brake light holder. So yeah, got the gap at the bottom for your number plate, and then the screw holes also, so that we can screw it in place so it's not going anywhere. And then this bit here is so that I can mount it to the flat section of that. There you go, just like that. So that should give it a bit more of a secure fitting, because before the light itself was just 3M tape there, as you can see, and it was just wobbling all over the place. So now I can either like epoxy that onto there or use 3M tape again. But yeah, just gives you a bit more of a secure fitting. I've got my number plate bracket that comes off the bottom of that as well. So yeah, that is that. I'm really happy with that. I've painted the bike, so that isn't the seat unit I'm going to be using, but the next video will be the bike all built together with the new paint scheme, which looks really, really nice. I'm just waiting for the decals to turn up and then I can get it all finished. So yeah, next video will be this on the K100.